Debt payments. Wow. It is a way to control the masses amounts of people. Why? Now, you could sit there and say, well, fiscally, Jewel, interest rates are low and I can borrow all this money and then I can do this with that and that with that and I can make some more money. Yeah, fiscally, I don't disagree with you. Left brain logical, that could be an opportunity for you. It could be something that you're drawn to. But nobody likes to not be able to live the way they want to live today because they're stuck in all their financial past choices. And those are our debt payments. Our debt payments create a lack of freedom. What's going on, everybody? Julie Murphy here, and I have been a financial planner for over 25 years. And you know what it's taught me? It's taught me that our entire financial system tries to put all of us into a financial box. And it's time to bust out of the box. Why? Because most of the time we don't fit in those boxes. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and could you please share this with your own audience, because it's time for us all to be living a life that we absolutely love, as opposed to a life that is stressful and anxiety and worried about the future. It's time for us to align. Well, that's a good rhyme. All right. See, you can have fun with financials. That's what I'm showing you here, is that your financial world does not need to be stressful. I have come to notice that so many of us have been living our lives to where we've done what's expected of us. We've done what we call the right things. We've been sometimes fiscally prudent and sometimes not so much. And we've made mistakes. And that's okay. It's absolutely okay. But what I'm realizing more and more today than ever before is that we have to choose to get out of the box. If you've watched some of my other videos on, let's just say, budgeting, there's all kinds of things on the internet about budgeting. Why? Because so many of us feel like we can get our financial stuff in order if we just budget. And then we have all this shame, blame, guilt, and judgment around the fact that I don't budget, I don't do this, I do that. And then it puts on the layers of the guilt and all the other emotional processing. And this is where I'm talking about, like in my book, The Emotion Behind Money, because you really do need to understand that so much of your financial reactions or responses come from your emotions, and emotions are just unmet needs. And so the question is what is the real underlying need? And we think if we follow the box that somebody else has created for us financially, that, oh, if we just follow that. So for an example, like you have your retirement account at work and they have these, what they call target date funds. And it's like, well, this is what, because this is your age range and this is your age bracket, that this is where you fit and this is how it should be. And then that's the box, and that's the prudent thing to do because somebody else told you that that's what it's supposed to be. And that may or may not be true. But what I need us to start doing on an individual level is start to question, is that true for me or is that not true for me? And kind of feel into that answer. Like, we don't have to do the responsible thing or go have fun. That could be an and. I can have fun and I can do the responsible things. But we have to first choose to be out of the box. In my second book, Awaken Your Wealth, I talk about this process I walk people through. And this process is about, the third step in that process is choosing to change. So this is about choosing to not be in that pigeonhole. Let's think about, what are the financial boxes or financial pigeonholing that occurs in our society? Debt payments. Wow. It is a way to control the masses amounts of people. Why? Now you could sit there and say, well, fiscally, Jewel, interest rates are low and I can borrow all this money and then I can do this with that and that with that and I can make some more money. Yeah, fiscally, I don't disagree with you. Left brain logical, that could be an opportunity for you. It could be something that you're drawn to. But nobody likes to not be able to live the way they want to live today because they're stuck in all their financial past choices. And those are our debt payments. Our debt payments create a lack of freedom to live the life that you want to live today, because if you're taking out a 10-year note or a 5-year 401k loan or a 20-year amortization student loan, how do you know what you want to do in 15 years or 20 years if that's actually appropriate for you? But your choices are going to be very different if you have these financial commitments, because you can choose multiple different things, right? You could choose to abort those commitments. You could choose to pay those commitments. You could choose to do something in between. But it's a box. It's a box that makes you feel trapped in your life. No different than my videos on budgets, right? Budgets, I always tell people the first thing you need to do is take the word budget completely out of your vocabulary, because it's already based on the energy of being a victim of some kind of system, a victim of your employer's not paying you enough, or inflation's too high and I don't have enough money to pay my bills, or the gas pump, and whether you want to blame Trump or Biden or whoever, doesn't matter. You feel like you're in a box. You feel like you don't have choices. You feel like you're stuck in your life and you don't like it. So I just want us to recognize, if you could take a pen to paper and write down, where do you feel financially stuck? Right? Where do you feel financially stuck? Because that is where your box is. That's the box that you have created and put yourself in. I know, that's a tough one, right? It's a tough one to swallow, that you actually created that financial box because you chose to take on those debt payments. You chose to work for the employer that you're working for, and or stay at the employer that you're choosing to stay at. We all have reasons. We all have stories as to why we've chosen what we've chosen. But remember, you've created those reasons. You've created those stories. And until we start to recognize what our participation is in those stories, whether it's personal relationships, your work, your financial life, whatever, any area of your life, this is what the monkey mind does. And it's all based around our subconscious patterning. And the great book by Dr. Bruce Lipton out there, amazing. The Biology of Belief. If you want to know how this is hardwiring into your cells and your brain and how to shift it, one of the best books out there to explain it, to help you shift. I'm the money chick. I'm not the biology chick. But I do know that we work things out and we act it out, and we do it through our money, through our health, or through our relationships. So other places that I see where people have boxed themselves in, where they're financially stuck. I wrote down here, we talked about our debt payments, your salaries. Why do we choose to step up and talk to our employers and not actually own our worth? Ladies, you are way worse at this than men. I am telling you right now, because we as women need to decide that we no longer have a not enough button or an I'm not worthy button to sit at the table to make the same kind of compensation as any male counterpart does. Until we as women choose that we deserve to sit at that table, that's highly likely not going to change fully. And we're not the whole reason. There's a lot of other systemic reasons, but you can't control any of those other systemic reasons. So at least you choose to step into a different arena than the box of the poor me, I'm a woman and I'm not paid as much. Because you are smart. You have done a lot of things right. And you deserve a seat at the table with the same kind of income. So know it. And how does that show up? It shows up in a way of, how do you get out of the box? You get out of the box by saying, you know what? I'm worth more. Another box, we talked about the budget. Let's dig a little deeper. You could certainly watch. I have multiple videos on budget, but briefly, it's you choosing from a place of empowerment. How do you want your cash to flow? As opposed to, oh, I can't spend this because I don't have enough money. Do you see the difference between those two statements? One's being empowered and abundant, the other one's scarcity and victim. I need us all to start to choose to be in empowerment and choose our path. And people feel like they still don't have choices. Nope, you always have choices. Yep, there's always a way to do things. I love brainstorming with people to come up with these choices and options. And you still may choose what you currently have, but at least you're stepping into it from a place of knowing and a place that you actually aligned everything and chose it for yourself. So I hope this was helpful today. Time to get out of that financial box that you're stuck in because you deserve it. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and that notification bell. And if you could please share my videos with other people because it is time for us all, like I said, every single one of us deserves to live exactly the life that we want to live, to make us giggle and everything else. And I want to offer to you guys, if you watched any of my other videos, go to the web address, awakenyourwealthbook.com. I am giving my book away for free because I'm asking you to collaborate and just pay for your shipping while I paid for the printing of the book. And I want you to, maybe this can help you get to the next place in your life because you deserve it. And if you need an individual consultation, you can work with myself or another financial planner in my office. Go to info@jmcwealth.com and we can get you started. If you need some coaching on the side, we do individual consulting appointments or full financial plans, whatever it is that makes your world rock. We are here to help. And thanks everybody for coming today. And remember, choose you because you deserve it. Thanks everybody. Bye.